Hello, I'm Cara Dahl Russell. We continue our series after the news at noon, Courtly Love and the Cult of the Virgin. Today, returning to a woman that we have mentioned several times already, Eleanor of Aquitaine. Born in 1122, Eleanor was the daughter and heiress of William X, Duke of Aquitaine and Count of Poitiers. She was well educated in literature, philosophy, languages, and court life by William. After her father's death, at age 15, Eleanor inherited the duchy title of Aquitaine and one of the largest domains in France, effectively becoming the most sought-after bride in Europe. Shortly afterwards, she was given the protection of the royal family, and she was married at age 15 to Louis VII of France in 1137. And the newlyweds were crowned King and Queen of France on Christmas Day of that year. She held her queenly title for 15 years and had 2 children with Louis. The infidelity of Louis was common knowledge, and the infidelity of Eleanor was widely rumored. Louis was increasingly criticized politically, while Eleanor became known as intelligent and capable. Possibly because of the political unrest sown by Eleanor during a previous absence, when the Second Crusade rolled around in 1147, Louis insisted that she come along, although it was highly unusual for any woman other than a camp follower to be part of the Crusades. Between mutual jealousy and jostling for power, the Crusade did not go well. Different sources attribute their annulment as being sought by both, but it is notable that both of their children were girls, and kings wanted sons. In a worthy precursor to the marriages of Henry VIII 500 years later, their annulment was granted in 1152, and their 2 daughters were left to the king. It is important to know that Eleanor of Aquitaine was a follower of a heretic group called the Cathars, and one important part of Catharism was that women were considered equally capable of being spiritual leaders because of their belief that self-denial of the material world with a focus on the spirit as opposed to the body. So the body of the leader didn't matter. For a woman who had rank, power, and intellect, the ability of a female follower of Catharism to become a perfect of the faith and to establish group homes for women, there was an undeniable allure, and the spread of Catharism was strong among the nobility. Early and fairly ineffective versions of the Catholic Inquisitions were going on in this time period, at least in part due to Catharism. Hildegard von Bingen spoke against Catharism in 1163 in Cologne, where she announced a state of eternal punishment and damnation to all those who accepted Cathar beliefs. As far as her marriages were concerned, Eleanor may indeed have felt the sting of eternal punishment. She retained her property after her annulment and became again a highly sought-after prize. Only a month after the annulment of her marriage to Louis, she was married to Henry, Duke of Normandy and Count of Anjou, and after the death of King Stephen soon after, the 2 were crowned King and Queen of England. Despite having 8 children together, including the requisite male heirs, they also had difficulties. Henry was also known for flagrant infidelities, and Eleanor was even implicated in the death of one of his mistresses. As with Louis, it is known that Henry also mistrusted Eleanor's manipulations for power, including her known attempts to influence her sons to usurp their father. The infighting of their sons and their marital strife are the stuff of legend and were immortalized in James Goldman's 1966 play, The Lion in Winter. In 1167, Eleanor separated from Henry and moved back to Poitiers, where the establishment of the legendary Court of Love began in the court of Henri I, Count of Champagne. Henri was married to Eleanor's eldest daughter, Marie de Champagne, in whom we see the fruition of all of these cultural elements. Marie was the patroness of the French poet Chrétien de Troyes, one of the main authors of chivalric tales, whose work Lancelot mentioned the name Camelot for the first time. The family had always valued arts. Eleanor's uncle, William, was the first known troubadour poet. Together, the two women attracted a cultural phenomenon of troubadours, writers, artists, symbolic ritual, and the rules and manners of courtly life, which became known as the Court of Love. Marie's court played a role in the spread of courtly love throughout Europe, and it was Marie who actually commissioned Andreas Capellanius, Chaplain Andre, to write the chivalric code and the art of courtly love, by which we have the historic record of courtly love as an actual code of behavior above and beyond the songs of love and longing.